to Drop the Puck. We're back at the den again on a nice icy day here in D-side. I'm joined with Ben Lee, I'm Gary Lee. We've got a right battle royal for you today. This is the Dragons against the Solihull Barons. The Barons, a team currently sitting third in the Modelling Conference, but D-side currently find themselves in a battle at the bottom of the Modelling Conference with three other teams, including Telford and Blackburn, all on 12 points, fighting to get out that bottom class. What can we expect today, Ben?
Well, speaking to Coach McKenzie earlier in the week, we know this is a must-win game for the Dragons. Especially the next run-up he spoke about are all games, quote Coach McKenzie, games we should be taking the full points away from.
Well, of course, news in the week of Marcus Krenkaranta, the league's leading scorer, has gone for ventures new in Germany, and we wish him luck from Drop the Puck, of course, as do all the viewers, no doubt. But he's going to be a vital person missing off the squad, don't you think?
Certainly, he was a prolific shooter himself. But one thing we know, he was great with the assists, like a well-oiled machine, everything fed through him. It's going to be interesting to see how Coach McKenzie deals with that situation. From looking at the team sheet, it's very interesting because McKenzie's taking that step back from defence, back onto that forward line.
So, of course, there's been the addition of a couple more players, I believe.
So they've called up for his senior start, Lewis Morgan. So he stepped up. He's been training with the senior squad for a while now, gets his first team start. And a major signing and bolster to the defence is former Manchester Phoenix netminder Dennis Bell.
So he's going to be a useful addition to the squad, of course, because one of the things that D-side are quite common for is they seem to leak goals as much as they score them.
Yeah, they've got a really good offensive unit, the Dragons. They can go quite, far in depth with who can put the puck away. But when it comes to actually stopping it, that's where they were struggling. Maybe this is a clever move by Coach McKenzie.
Of course, Solihull were no strangers to Drop the Puck because they've got some prolific scorers on their own team as well.
Yeah, I mean, Solihull, three names stand out immediately for me. Joe Henry, Thomas Saw, Nicholas Otterson. It's the same three every season, but they get the job done. You look at it this season so far, Thomas Saw, I think he's got about 9 goals. Nicholas Otterson, 11 to his name. Well, here's a key factor. A pair of them have only spent 4 minutes in a penalty box each. Unlike their counterpart, Joe Henry, who has 10 goals to his name, but has spent 45 minutes in the box. Now that tells me that Solihull are very disciplined and want to keep their top scorers on the ice.
See, that could be the difference between teams. As we know, we've always said on Drop the Puck, of course, penalties kill the game, it kills the momentum of the team and any plans that we've got in the game. So quite clearly Solihull have got something that's working for them, keeping them off the bench, keeping them on the ice and scoring. It'll be interesting to see how this game pans out. It's very vital to D-side, of course. It's also vital to Solihull if they want to stay in this playoff race. But with that, I think it's time to drop the puck.
And we get ready to drop the puck at the start of this first period. Dragons hosting the Solihull Barons, and we're off. Quickly in possession by the Dragons. Wainwright passes that back. Dragons going to very quickly look to set something up, but there's a high forward check coming from the Barons, not going to give him any room. Yannick, near side, cross ice pass, intercepted by Wainwright. Thomas Saw just cuts that out. Goes in, shot comes from Saw. But blocked very quickly by Ryan Jones. As we break with Philip Super. Super looking in, tries to wrap around on Nichols, but he's down. Furnival looking for support. Nichols, Gary dropping very quickly in that default butterfly and just shutting out that shot there from Super.
Yeah, it's a nice quick start by both teams really, but it's nice to see the Dragons trying to attempt on goal already.
Talking about netminders, with notably Dennis Bell, new signing for the Dragons, starts tonight in net.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what impact he makes on the defensive record for the Dragons.
Bruce plays that across to teammate White. Dale White plays that back as they look to slowly move it up past the blue. Solihull look to set something, dumps it in the corner, chase down, and Kennedy.
Well, he's just brought down Bruce there. But Bruce is quickly on his feet.
As we break near side now, it's Mark Lovell. Nicholas Otterson in support. for the defence of Solihull. As we go against the boards now, Bruce looks to clear it away around the boards, and Mackenzie just gives him a nudge, reminds him he's there. Morgan looks to find Mackenzie in the middle in the slot. Oh, just couldn't get it on to the end of his stick, Gary.
Yeah, just needed that little one more touch and it would have been in.
As we go straight back the other way, Bruce, it's a high pass again. Morgan's there to defend that, and Lewis Morgan, Gary, already stamping his authority on this game.
Yeah, he comes highly recommended, and obviously we managed to catch him earlier in the week, and he's looking forward to this one.
Certainly, first opportunity with the big boys, as he called it, to ice. He's been training with the Dragons for a while now. As Lovell dispossesses Otterson and we break. Tries to take it himself, but he's shut down very quickly by Smith. Turn the other way. That's Crow. Just going to lose the puck in the middle of the ice, but it's quickly picked up by his Solihull teammates. Again, though, Wainwright with the stop. Dumps it on net. Chased down by Jeff Wigglesworth. Kemp in the corner. Wigglesworth looking for a man out in the middle. Plays it back to Kemp, but he's going to be held off by Yannick.
Quite a high tempo at the moment in this one.
As the Barons look to go again. Dumped in. Wainwright in the corner. Cuts it out. Yannick feeds that back in, but it's a key stop there by Josh Richardson. And Gary, very early on, a lot of possession for Solihull, but no real challenges on net there for Dennis.
No, not yet, although looking by it. Oh,
Yannick takes a shot straight into the glove of Bell.
Yeah. He's he needs to settle in straight away, and it looks like, oh.
Super big break down this side. And that's Ryan Selwood.
Yeah, it looks like Solihull are trying to put pressure on Bell straight away.
Kennedy unable to dig the puck out from his feet, but he does. Finds Super. Super goes to play it in. Looking for support in the middle, takes a shot again. Nichols just down on that near post, keeps it cancelled. Yannick, shot comes back in again. It's picked up by number 16, it's Whitehouse for the Barons. And the Dragons set to go again. Some miscommunication between teammates. Puck bobbles loose in the middle, and it's the Barons that will capitalise on that and take possession back with Paps. Paps and Otterson. And it's going to be Kennedy back to receive that there for the Dragons. Gary, almost 5 minutes into this first period, and it's slowed down a fair bit.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to go to the Dragons' pace.
Shot from Super, and it's in!
Oh, no, they're saying no.
Otterson wins the draw and holds his man up, but it's going to be the Dragons that gain possession. Puck comes off Super, crosses the blue. Support in the middle, looks to find it, shot comes in, it's a goal!
Furnival, well in.
And that was some excellent textbook team play there, Gary. Super drew the defenders. Empty in the slot was Simon Furnival. Josh Nichols is distraught with himself. Looking to the Dragons. Kemp tries to turn that in, but it's quickly turned back around. Slater flicks that on. It's going to be a race down between Kemp and Maurice. Ryan Kemp plays it for the Dragons as the Barons have it back at their net.
Oh, that was close.
Nichols just able to get it past Wigglesworth. Slater near side. Jones does enough for the Dragons to gain control. 30 seconds left on the clock. That's Knight and Furnival. Super and Otterson on the boards. It's Furnival comes out with it, finds Kennedy. Kennedy winds up, shot.
Oh. Nice
picked
shot
out the air by Nichols.
Yeah, nice shot by Kennedy there, but it was a little high. Easy for Nichols to pick out.
Face off. It's won by the Dragons, but quickly the Barons take possession. 15 seconds left in this first. Bruce, burst of speed down. It's Parsons comes back and he possesses him. Kennedy, near side board, trying to shut the Barons out, and they have done. Well, Gary, a very intense first period.
Yeah, you can see that the Barons are starting to bite, and they want to get back in this quickly. And the Dragons' defence is playing really well. Bell's just sitting there, soaking up all the pressure. Great thing. Dragons going in 1-0.
As we drop the puck in the Star, welcome back. The second period as the Dragons play host to the Solihull Barons. Dragons 1-0 up.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Perry Doyle's had a few harsh words with his Baron players. They've been putting the pressure on that net, that Dragons net, but just not enough. The final touch has not been enough.
No, very intense first period for the Dragons. And that key goal from Simon Furnivall gives them that 1-0 advantage as Yannick on the far side now for the Barons. Shots coming in early on Bell. Super on the boards. Looks to clear it, but Selwood and Eaton both deny him. Wainwright plays it off the boards. Parsons is going to chase that down, but Nichols is there. Yannick can't clear it as Wainwright is in the way. Chipped out. Jones is just going to pick that up. Mackenzie, near side boards. Finds Morgan. Morgan can't clear it. Barons are just going to put that straight back in. Yannick. Pressure from Morgan. Has to release the puck very quickly back. And we're starting to see... Oh, is there going to be a break for the Dragons? Man over there, it's Mackenzie's going to bring it back out quickly. Lewis Morgan, only 16 years old this week, Gary, just eligible to be picked for the senior squad.
Yeah, he must be really pleased with himself, but he's obviously a good player, and Scott Mackenzie's putting him straight into that lineup.
Kennedy, high pressure, big hit comes in. And that's Lewis Morgan first to the scene. Shows the lad's not afraid to throw his weight round.
Well, Scott Mackenzie there just going in, calming things down. I don't think there's any malice in it, but certainly officials have got something to say about it. Could be interested to see what happens here. We could be seeing our first penalty of the game.
Face off. Won by the Dragons on the power play. Lovell feeds that round to Parsons. And the Dragons now with that man advantage, Gary, just want to cycle this puck round and find the open gap, but passing like that's not going to help.
No, they're normally quite good in the power play, and they need to really be on the ball tonight.
Big clearance down the other end of the ice, and textbook penalty kill so far by the Barons. Mackenzie looks set, feeds that through. Wild pass, unable to be reeled in by Kennedy. As player coach Scott Mackenzie for the Dragons goes again. He's round one, through the middle. Through two, into the third. Looking for the man out front. Ooh. Shot deflects off Nichols. It was Parsons stationed out in front there. Back to Kennedy, takes another shot. Lovell unable to deflect that in. And right now, Gary, the Barons just soaking up all this pressure.
Oh, and again, it's loose
out in front.
Oh,
Parsons unable to keep his feet under him. Tied up on the boards. This is not where the Dragons need to be. 30 seconds left in this power play. So far, the Barons doing the job. Comes back in. And Super unable to put that on target.
The Barons defence doing a grand job at the moment.
And Key there, just breaking the blue, means they're going to have to draw the Dragons back out and before we can go back in again.
And there's only just over 10 seconds left of the penalty.
Kennedy brings that in. That's going to be a big hit in the middle there. Number 16, that's Whitehouse.
And both teams are back to full strength.
That was some absolute textbook penalty kill there, Gary, from the Barons.
Yeah, they've done well. Dragons didn't capitalise on the power play. Barons saw out a penalty kill really well.
Mackenzie, inside man support from Wigglesworth, takes a shot, and it's in! Jeff Wigglesworth with the assist there from Scott Mackenzie. Almost a mirror image goal, Gary, of the first one. As we break with Yannick. Yannick, cross-ice pass, finds Bruce, brings it down. Looks to go back over to Yannick. We've got 30 seconds remaining in this penalty. Very quick puck movement. Yannick puts that in, looking for the deflection, but the Dragon white wall just stops that and clears that away.
Dragons making sure that there's no open channels there for the shots to come in. Good defence.
Barons having to work hard, recycle any puck they can get hold of at the moment to give it the advantage, and Super joins the ice again, and that's the end of that power play. Gary, almost a reverse of the way the Barons shut them out minutes ago. The Dragons kill off the advantage for the Barons.
Yeah, it seems to be doing really well. It seems to be a good package tonight, the Dragons, and the Barons are finding it difficult to break down this defence.
As Super breaks down this inside now, burst of speed from Super. Looks to come inside. Looking for a man out front now. Wainwright inside, takes a shot, and it's in!
Nice goal, Wainwright, top shelf goal. Right on the point where he needs to be when that puck comes flying in. First time shot.
Good pass off from Chappell there as well.
Dragons have now got a 3-0 lead, something that the Barons are going to struggle with.
5 minutes remaining in this second period, 3-0 Dragons. And on that 4 minute remaining on the power play, Kennedy finds support around the back of the net, and the Dragons looking to add insult to injury here, Gary. And it's in! Mackenzie with a deflection. And I think that's going to be credited to Super.
Well, at this stage of the game, especially with the Barons being a bit riled at the moment, it's the last thing the Barons needed was the Dragons getting another one on the street. That's a 4-0 lead now.
Yeah, 4 goals for the Dragons, and still 3 minutes 54 remaining in this penalty. So Richard Slater denied by Dennis Bell, the latest signing for the Dragons. That would have been a crucial short-handed goal for them with a minute left, and the Dragons still with the man advantage.
If it had been somebody else in net, I'd have put money on that going in for the Barons, but Bell's had an outstanding game so far.
As we break away now, it's Austin. Only Selwood in front of him. Shoots. Didn't have enough venom on it to really trouble Josh Nichols. And Nichols must be wishing he was in the other net right now, Gary.
I don't think so, no. He wants to stay where he is in the Barons net, but he probably wished that the score wasn't what it is right now.
As we have a big clearance with a little over 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Dragons yet to really capitalise on the man advantage. We had a quick goal, but nothing. As Mackenzie fires it in, it's Nichols covers it up. Barons win that draw and clear it down to Bell, but Gary, right now it's almost like the ice is tilted in favour of the home team.
Certainly is, and the Dragons have got to be really happy because we're coming down to the final. Oh, back on 5-on-5 now. They've got to be happy with their performance up to now, with what, just over a minute remaining in the period.
Otterson finds Slater, but Mackenzie's there to shut out the loose puck. Ryan Jones feeds it to Morgan. Morgan deflects and it's straight onto the stick of a Baron. Otterson regains that, Deeks inside, takes a near side shot, and it's covered up by Bell.
And Otterson's certainly not happy there talking to the official, but it is what it is.
Again, another crucial win there for the Solihull Barons with little over 30 seconds remaining in a second period. 4-0 the Dragons to the good. Gary, if you're Coach Perry Doyle, what are you going to be saying to the guys now in the dressing room?
They need to be a little bit more clinical, and they're finishing the final touches, and they're putting the pressure on, but they're it's in!
Curse to the commentator.
It was a bounce. Bell couldn't deal with that. The puck bounced, as you can see from the replay, slowly just over the hand of Bell.
And he's not happy with himself there.
Oh well, there you go. So Perry Doyle will be asking for a little bit more luck like that.
As the Barons win the face-off with 20 seconds remaining in the second period, finally digging themselves out of the hole that the first period landed them in, and that's 4-1 the score. Maurice with the goal as Lovell brings it round the corner now behind the Barons net, looking for any support. Back to Lovell, and that's going to be the end of the second period. Gary, very different pace from what we saw to the first. What's going to be the key for the Barons to get back in this now?
Concentrate on the game, stay at the penalty box and try and get back in this game. Dragons go in 4-1. Join us after the break when we'll have the third period.
Welcome back. Part 3 of Drop the Puck, and the Dragons hosting the Solihull Barons 4-1 to the good in the Dragons' favour. Gary, that was an entertaining 20 minutes of hockey from the second period. What can we expect from the third?
Well, I'm expecting the Solihull team to try and get a grip back and try and claw their way back into this game.
Dragons tie the Barons up and come out with the puck. As Eaton takes it to the corner, drops it back to Snorri, shot, and it's in! Thomas Saw.
Well, we were saying about it, he's one of the players you got to watch. It's lethal when he gets the opportunity. They're taking advantage.
Drop back pass from Eaton. Saw was wide out open, lethal top shelf shot. Face off won by the Dragons, and Gary, so far this third period, Josh Nichols standing up to the test.
He is in this period, and obviously we're only midway through it now. Barons are fighting their way back into this game, but it's taken a little while for Nichols to stop these pucks, if you like.
Morgan finds cross ice through the middle to Lovell. Lovell round the back looking for a man out front. Finds McKenzie. Oh, and it's a diving check there from Selwood. McKenzie regains possession, but it's taken off him. That's on to the stick of Wainwright. McKenzie clears that straight back down on net. Nichols down to block that. Puts that very quickly back up. Wainwright as both teams try and make a quick line change. And it's Kemp that comes out with it for the Dragons. But Otterson there, key check from Chappell. But Otterson comes out with it. We've got a 3-on-1 shot.
Well saved.
And Dennis Bell denies Nicholas Otterson. Dragons now collapsing round that net, trying to seal out any opportunity. And we've got action. And it's Jeff Wigglesworth and Selwood.
He's getting his, and he's got him on the back, and that's a little bit overpowering there. But Wigglesworth certainly got a few punches in. Both players will serve a little bit of time in the penalty box. Cool yourselves down, gentlemen, and we'll get back into this game.
So with both men in the box, offset penalties. Wigglesworth and Selwood from each opposing team and currently in the box. The Dragons break with Super inside, comes inside, nice hit there from 44, and there's going to be a call. And that's Philip Super that's down. Farrell coming across with that big check.
Oh, and he's not looking too happy there, is he? Picks himself up gingerly and we'll see what happens with him. Barron's certainly looking to get a bit more physical now as they search for those 2 extra goals, and it would appear.
Farrell's left the ice.
Yeah, Farrell's been sent off the ice.
Face off won by the Barons with Yannick. Still 2.5 minutes remaining in this power play for the Dragons. And surely, Gary, they're going to want to put at least another one on the board to put the game to bed, you think?
Yeah, if I was Coach McKenzie, I'd certainly be looking for that next goal, but just to keep the pressure on the Barons. But the Barons are certainly going to have some say in this, and I think they're looking to get back on the sheet themselves.
Kennedy
puts
that
so
in.
Close.
Deflection from Lovell, but it's unable to be turned in.
Oh, and that's gone flying into the bench.
As Lovell now seems to be getting under the skin of Bruce. And he's going to go to the box. So from a very first quiet period to a feisty third.
Yeah, we spoke too soon.
Dragons win the draw, but it's cleared out by the Barons.
Well, if there was ever an opportunity for the Dragons to try and get another goal on the scoreboard, it is now. They're currently 5-on-3. Barons are going to be suffering a little bit with the pressure now.
Shot comes in,
and it's in
from Lovell. No, Parsons. Now, is it a Lovell goal or was it saved out by Nichols and deflected onto the stick of Parsons?
Well, our replay shows it there. It's hard to call, but I think the officials are going to give that to Super because he got the rebound shot. The officials didn't signal anything.
Yeah, and I think it's gone to Philip Super. Through to Andy Chappell. Chappell of the Dragons. Skate through the middle. Finds Furnival in the middle. On the blue. Goes to the corner. Chappell. Shot comes across, but it's turned out. Whitehouse puts that back into a dangerous position in the middle, but Otterson picks it up. Otterson takes this shot, sails wide. Richard Slater in support for him there. Whitehouse back into Slater. Chappell just closes down that door as McKenzie finds Furnival on this near side. And the Dragons now, Gary, the tempo is shut right the way down. You can tell the Dragons are just trying to see out this game now.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it to bed just yet. I mean, there's still just over 3 minutes left. There's still a chance for the Barons to try and get a couple of quick goals here, and so they shouldn't take their foot off the gas at all.
Kennedy just intercepts that puck, turns it back out. It's going to find itself with Yannick. Looks to play through the middle. It's found Saw. Saw with the best of speed drops back to Henry. Henry again round the boards to Saw. Saw through to the middle. McKenzie shuts the door. But opens another one for Henry to pick up the puck. Saw again with the middle shot.
Oh, it's in. There you go. You don't give Henry a gap like that, otherwise he'll punish you like he has. And the Barons have clawed another one back. It's 5-3.
Face-off won by the Barons. As they look to break out their third long telescopic pass. And goes out wide. Across the middle to Saw. Unable to get control of that. Yannick near side with Chappell. Goes to McKenzie. McKenzie. Inside shoots.
Ooh.
Nichols gets his stick to it.
Going for top corner there, deflected away by Nichols.
As the heavy hits come in from the Barons in their end now, trying to stop any sort of offensive movement from the Dragons. Yannick through the blue, deep into the Dragon zone.
Saw just sitting there in front of net.
And it's a big hit comes in there. That looks like Matt Maurice on Mackenzie. Shot comes in from the point. Right now the Barons favouring that far side to shoot for on that channel. Shot comes across again, bell down off the leg pads. Otterson gains control of that. Shot comes in, Saw!
That same corner again.
And Bell is distraught with himself. Barons pull it back within 2 minutes to play. Face off, won by the Barons with Eaton and Gary. Minutes, literally minutes to go. And the Barons have pulled it back to within 1.
Well, we're in the last minute now. And the last time these two teams played, it was a 3-all draw. Barons certainly looking to try and clinch something back from this game. Dragons have got to stay strong and just keep them out.
And from what started out was a very quiet first period, feisty third period, a lot more offensive action, a lot more body throwing round. And the Barons certainly worked their way back into this game. With Kennedy, deeks round, Crow, shot comes in from Super, tried to find Kennedy again in the slot, but channel was blocked out as we turn around with Henry. Henry, back of the stick to Otterson in the corner. Otterson tried to find Henry in the high slot.
And the clock's going to run out. And there's the game.
And that's 5-4 for the Dragons. A very well-deserved win.
Well, it was a close affair towards the end, but Dragons have taken a really, really important win here against Solihull. They needed that to try and claw their way out of those bottom 3 in the division. That now moves them up to 5th place. Obviously other games and results pending, but Coach Perry Doyle's got to be pleased with his 3rd period performance from the Barons, but not enough. And we should have done that a little earlier on. Got a bit more physical sooner. Yeah, it may have been a different result, but thanks to Bell in net for the Dragons, who's been outstanding tonight. Dragons have taken it 5-4.
And with Perry Doyle, the Solihull Barons. Perry, an interesting game there.
Yeah, it was a great game of hockey. Comes down to, D-side played really well. They picked up on our mistakes and they scored from them. We weren't picking our men up in our end, which is a big problem at the moment, and we're struggling, we're suffering from it. We've got to pick our players up in our own end, and I just constantly keep telling them, but you know what, it's going to come together. D-side played well, and you know what, we showed character. We come back to a 5-4 game, so things will work out.
Well, you picked up on it there, strong 3rd period from you guys. What was said in the dressing room in between?
Well, you don't really want to know that, but I went mad at them. I just got to keep drilling them and drilling them. There's there's been some lazy plays out there, and it's my job to I see the game out there, they don't, and it's my job to tell the players what to do, and all I can do is keep telling them, and you know what, things will come together. Like I say, we come together as a team, and we got back to 5-4, which is shows some character.
Certainly, Thomas Saw having a really good game there. Any of the other guys that you really think are stepping up at the moment for the Barons?
Yeah, there's a few players stepping up at the moment. I'm not going to sing out any player, but you know what? My whole team steps up when they have to, but we need to step up as a team. It's not very well. It's all good and well, but having one player stepping up, we've got to step up as a team all together, and then we're unstoppable. Once we all turn up, we are unstoppable.
Now sitting in 3rd currently in the table, playoffs in perspective, is that something you're going to be gunning for?
Yeah, obviously we're going for the playoffs. We've got some hard games in front of us, but like I say, if the boys listen to me and we get everything right, we'll come through it, we'll make the playoffs.
Well, thank you very much, Perry. Interesting game tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers, bye.
I'm here with player coach Scott McKenzie for the Dragons. Scott, you've got to be happy with that result.
Oh, definitely. Do you know what? We earned it. We deserved it. I think if they got an equaliser, it would have been totally unjust. We totally controlled the game. We knew about their offence. We knew that they were going to bring, but we counteracted that, and we played right good through the middle of the ice. We turned a lot of pucks over, and the guys really bought in tonight. I'm really proud of everyone tonight.
Now, it's got to be said, the difference from the new signings that you've made, you could see it on the ice tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got to make a shout to young Lewis Morgan, 16 years old, playing his first game. He jumped up on the wing tonight with me and Mark Lovell, and he done a great job. He hustled, he put guys under a lot of pressure, and again, he earned that. He's been working hard at practice, and you know what, I said to him on practice on Thursday, if you keep the intensity up like you have been, we'll put you up there, we'll give you a shot, and he's totally earned his spot tonight, and fair play to the kid. But I think the big difference for me is Dennis. He just sends confidence right through the team. He controls the puck when it comes to him. Pucks just suck into him. He doesn't let anything out near his feet. It's just a massive confidence boost to the rest of the team, and you can see it. Guys are just a little bit more composed on the puck. We're not rushing plays, and you know what? It's nice. It's nice to get the points, and it's nice to have a team that's battling for each other right now.
Now, we spoke to you midweek and you said you've got a run of games that you're hoping to take the points from each time. You've got your focus has obviously got to shift now to the double header against Telford.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a week off next weekend, and then we play Telford away on this Saturday, and then the following week we're back at home against Telford. And I said at the start, like on Thursday there, that it's tough games. None of these games are easy, but we feel like we can compete with these teams, and we can certainly take them to the wire. And if we have a good net-minded performance again against Telford, we've beat them twice already. There's no reason why we can't beat them another 2 times. So we're confident right now. We've got no pressure on us. Other teams are trying for playoffs. Blackburn and Telford are been in the league a while now. They have to stay up. If they don't stay up, it's a shock. If we go down, it's not a shock. So, you know, for us, we're just having fun. You can see that in the guys, and like I said earlier, I'm really proud of them, and they've earned that now. They earned that tonight. No one else did. The players did.
Scott, thank you very much, and we'll speak to you in the future.
Thanks very much.
And with Thomas Sorrell, the Solihull Barons. Thomas, bit of a difficult result for you there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you guys battle hard, scored more than us at the end of the day. Thought we were going to get back in it at the end there, but the buzzer had us. I think penalties cost us a lot tonight. We killed off at least probably 15 minutes worth of penalties, so you guys capitalised on your chances and you got the points at the end of the day.
Now, on a personal note for yourself, 2 on the score sheet, you've got to be happy there.
Yeah, it's personal note, yeah, fine, but team result at the end of the day that matters, so and we didn't get it. So
what's the feeling like in the locker room at the moment with the boys?
We'll regroup Tuesday, Thursday, training, come back, beat Solway on Sunday at home.
And obviously you're sitting in 3rd spot currently, your attention's got to turn one eye slightly to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we're in 3rd, I think Whitley are close on our tail. We've got to grind out the results, and ideally we'd like to finish 2nd and do well at the playoffs.
Thomas, thanks for speaking to us, and we'll see you in the future.
Thank you very much.
And with Mark Lovell of the D-Side Dragons. Mark, you've got to be impressed with the result there tonight.
Yeah, excellent result. I mean, we held on at the end. It was pretty close getting to the end, but we held on, and a win's a win. It's good to get back to winning ways again.
Now, with the new signings, they're bolstering the defensive unit. You've got to be happy with the performance they put in.
Yeah, definitely. He was there. Dennis was solid at the back. All the D was solid tonight. I think everyone all round tonight put in a decent performance, and that's why we come away with the points.
You've got a tough run of games now. You've got that Telford double header to look forward to. What's going to be key preparation?
I think it's just to have a good 2 weeks of practices before we go to Telford, and just if we play like we did tonight and do the little things right, then I think we can compete with anyone in this league. So, but the Telford games are massive because, as we all know, they're by us near the bottom end of the table, so they are big points.
Now, currently sitting in that 6th spot, playoffs are just a little bit out of reach, but are they still a focus for the Dragons?
Yeah, they've got to be. They've always got to be a focus until it's definitely out of sight. But all we can do is just get as many points as we can from now until the end of the season. Just worry about ourselves, don't worry about anyone else, and I think we'll be alright.
Mark, thanks very much for speaking to us.
Cheers, thanks very much.
So there you have it, Dragons go away with the win. It's a very close battle, and we said it was going to be close right from the start. I mean, the last time these two teams met, it was a 3-3 tie, and gradually over the season, the Dragons are starting to peg back on Solihull Barons, a team that they used to battle often with in the Laidler.
Yeah, obviously speaking with Coach Perry Doyle there, he knew what the guys needed to do tonight. Wasn't quite what they did, but still put up a good strong battle. That third period was how they really should have started the game. But the Dragons obviously well-deserved win there. So
we reflect on the game as a whole. That first period definitely was the first period went to the Dragons as they took a commanding lead in that game. It was interesting to see the performance of the young guy Morgan, straight into the lineup, as we said during the game commentary. Scott McKenzie was quite pleased with him, and he seemed to perform well.
Yeah, Lewis Morgan not shying into anything. Certainly knew what he was getting into, was well happy to do the job, and was quite capable of doing said job. Really impressed me, really impressed Coach McKenzie. Definitely a prospect for the Dragons' future.
It was nice to see him getting himself about the ice, and from what we can gather, he's no stranger to the Dragons' format, because obviously playing at the low levels. And it's nice to think that when you turn 16 you can get thrown into the first team. Just goes to show at this level of hockey anything's possible if you put the time and effort in. But time and time again we've said about the youth development in teams and that, and the Dragons seem to have something going well for them here.
Certainly, obviously the likes of Kennedy, Ryan Jones, Kemp as well, they all came through the youth. And they're all now featuring prolifically in that first team for the Dragons. Some good performances across the board there tonight.
So second period, of course, if you think about it, it was kind of a stale affair. Both teams didn't really get much out of it.
No, because it was high intensity. That's why, Gary, both teams sort of woke up in the second period. We saw a lot more action, a lot more shots on goal. Both netminders troubled a lot. Josh Nichols really standing up to some of them big shots coming in there from Philip Super, Simon Furnival. But on the other hand, Dennis Bell, wow, what a guy tonight. Certainly made the difference in the Dragons team.
Of course, he's only 19 years old, and he's making a big impact already here at D-side. Previous experience, of course, playing in the EPL with Manchester Phoenix. That shone out tonight. I mean, he's a young guy, he's got a lot ahead of him. It's a shame that the Dragons didn't have him earlier in the season.
Exactly what Coach McKenzie said in his interview, and Dennis also oozes confidence, and that's something that the Dragons needed. It was well known that the Dragons had a really good offensive unit, but where they were lacking was the defence. Now that Dennis is there, and funnily enough, Morgan is actually a defensive player by nature, but he's playing power forward at the moment. All they've done is just bolster where they needed to, and it's starting to strengthen that team. We're starting to see things click for them, and if the team's building momentum this late into the season, only good things can happen for them.
Well, of course, that key goal that the Barons got close towards the end of the second period, and obviously our replay showed quite clearly that the puck did go in the net, but it got credited to Parsons quite rightly, even though Super did manage to slam it in. Was that a turning point for the Barons, do you think, going into that third period?
I think it was. The Barons at that point realised it was do or die. And they don't want to be travelling to another team's barn and getting the backsides whooped and walking away like, you know, puppy dogs.
Okay, so there you have it. Dragons get the win tonight. Vital win for them. Join us next week when we'll have another great game here on Drop the Puck.